Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. The reason this video is late is because of the Iron Claw. This is a 2023 movie that I've been waiting for. It's had great reviews, a wrestling movie with a very tragic story and a good cast. I just thought to myself, this could be in my top 10 if I like it enough. But the problem was, the UK release date was in February in 2024 instead of months ago like everyone else. So I had to wait until Valentine's Day to watch it. Now I've watched it. And now you will find out if it indeed made it into my top 10. Because if it didn't, I waited 2 months for no reason. But you shall find out right now. 2023 was a strong year for movies, so there's some great movies that are not in this list. Unlike 2022, that was quite a weak year in my opinion. But 2023, there's been a lot of incredible movies from some incredible directors. All sorts of genres have eaten good in 2023. So it's hard to pick a list, but I have finally got a list. And I look forward to sharing it with you. Also, this is like a mix of a personal list and a best list. So, what I mean by that is, if I put a movie in 8th, another in 9th, that doesn't necessarily mean I think 8 is better than 9. It could be that I enjoyed 8 more, but 9 is better. Or it could be that I liked that it could be that 8 is a better movie. Like, it could still be that. It could still be that number 8 is the better movie. But it could also be 9 is better, but I liked 8 more. So I ranked it in a mixed way. I've tried to balance it as much as possible. It's a mixture of favorites and best. Just so you know. So don't get angry. Oh, he likes 5 better than 6. He put that 1, but that 3 is better than 1. Maybe I agree with you, but it's not just about best, it's also about favoritism. These are my personal top 10 movies, okay? So I've got a nice mix, I feel, so I look forward to sharing it with you right now. In number 10 is Air. This is a movie about shoes. Yes, about the production of Air Jordans. You're probably thinking, well, that sounds boring. Well, it wasn't boring to me, and there's a lot of people that agree. This was an incredible movie. Ben Affleck, I think, directed something incredible here. They had a great cast as well, of course. At the time, there were other companies that were just ahead of Nike, far ahead of Nike. So this is a story of how a few people got together and negotiated very hard for the signature of Michael Jordan to create a whole shoe line based around him to make money off that. Michael Jordan's first choice was not Nike. His second choice was not Nike. It was very hard to get him. He has his mother as well, who supports him. His mother helps him make decisions for him. His mother talks to him. He listens to his mother. They needed somehow to persuade Michael Jordan to sign with them to make the shoe. If it still sounds boring, fair enough. But the movie itself is incredible. And I'm a guy that loves, I love action. I love extravaganzas. I want to be excited, edge of my seat the whole movie. I prefer that. This is no action. This is just full-on drama, dialogue, and acting. And I loved it. So, it's got to be my top 10. I loved that movie. So, yeah. In 9th place, Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Sorry, I should have clicked that earlier. First of all, fantastic cast. I think Mission Impossible just does that ever since, the first 3 were good, they had good cast, but, ever since Mission Impossible 4 onwards, they've leveled up in terms of stunts and in terms of supporting actors and actresses. They've had so many good cast members, and it just gets bigger and bigger. I enjoyed Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning. I think it deserved to make more money as well, because they released it a week before Oppenheimer and Barbie. Why would you do that? You're just losing money there. They planned this a year before or something. Tom Cruise complained about it months before the movie came out, and they didn't change it. I don't know what Paramount were thinking with that, but yeah, that's just a money thing though. It's not my money anyway. I just feel like when I look at box office lists, this should be higher, really. But it is what it is. But it was a great movie, and I think most people that watched it will agree. They also changed the title. It was called Part 1 originally. I even got a steelbook that says Part 1 on it, but they changed it just to Dead Reckoning. So number 8 is still coming, and it's still Part 2, but it's gonna name it something else. Also, this one had an ending as well. It's not like it was a cliffhanger ending, which I say cliffhanger. He does a stunt where he goes off a cliff. One of the biggest selling points of this franchise is he does his own stunts. Like there was one movie he broke his leg doing it in number 5, I think. He climbed the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. He actually did that. He jumped. He was on the side of a plane, strapped to the side of a plane, to film a scene taking off. The plane took off, and they refilmed that scene a few times. They rented out a British Air Force base just to film that properly. He was strapped to the side of a plane. He did that himself, no stuntman. In this one, he drove a motorbike off a cliff and paraglided down. This guy is something else. He's something else. But obviously, just doing your own stunts doesn't make the movie good. But I think the plot line was very good. I really enjoyed that. I really liked the train sequence at the end, the crash scene. That was amazing. Really well filmed. The visuals were great, and the villain was pretty scary as well. So I really liked the way they did it. I liked the direction they took. All the characters as well. And yeah, it's an emotional thrill ride, and I look forward to number 8, which is apparently the last one, but you never know nowadays. They're making another Jurassic World, for example. They said number 6 would be the last one. Number 6 has happened. There's another one coming. What's going on? There's a new Planet of the Apes coming as well in a few months. I'm just like, Toy Story 5 is in the works. Sometimes you just gotta stop. And I hope this one stops at 8, because they're doing really well. Everyone has been good except number 2. But ever since 4, it's been getting better and better and better every time. Although I think 6 was better than this one. Fallout was the best one, I think. But still, they just level it up all the time. There's only so much you could do. So I hope that part 2 of this is the ending. But so far, they've built up a lot of goodwill, and they're building more of it. Mission Impossible 7 was absolutely brilliant. At number 8, I have John Wick 4. This was brilliant. I feel like it feels like so long ago, this movie, but it was in 2023. This is amazing. I think number 3 was still the best one, but I think this was a good combination of everything. I think this is a good ending to the franchise. But speaking of sequels, apparently they're making a 5th one, which makes no sense, because that just takes away what happened in the ending of the 4th one. But just disregarding that number 5 is coming, Chapter 4 was a perfect way to end it, and it was a perfect way to do the story. There's incredible groundbreaking action in this franchise in general, and to think it all started off a dog dying. He's a retired assassin in the first one, but someone kills his dog. A dog who's a present from his dying wife. Someone killed that dog, and the result of that was a lot of death. So it's crazy. I remember watching the trailer to the first one years ago, and none of us realized that would turn into such a big franchise, but it has. But yeah, Keanu Reeves is a legend for these films, for sure. Some of his best work, definitely, and it's very entertaining. Donnie Yen as well was great as the villain. The Iron Claw did make it. Wait. So for some reason, this wasn't in... Like, I put the photos in a sequence, but this is number 7, and it's not. Okay, never mind. The Iron Claw is number 6. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Number 7 is Killers of the Flower Moon. Martin Scorsese made a thriller. Not a thriller. He made a masterpiece. I don't know why I said thriller. That's the wrong wording. But he made a masterpiece. It was brilliant. There wasn't that much in terms of like action, which is what I like, but the drama, the performances, the characters, the world building, it all like made up for everything. It was incredible. DiCaprio was great, De Niro was great, Lily Gladstone was great. All of them deserved Oscars. I don't think they'll all get Oscars for this, but they all deserve one because it was that good. Scorsese is a great filmmaker, one of the best to ever do it. So, you know, he developed another incredible one here. So we got Scorsese, Nolan. We got so many great movies in 2023, and this was one of them. As I took my granddad to see this, this is like 3.5 hours long. It was a very long movie, a very, very long movie. My granddad, he didn't sleep once, which is very impressive because he's almost 85. I'm just like, wow, even like, because there was like, it was mostly all talking, and it was like, even granddad was up for it because he loves action more than me. He wants non-stop action. His favorite movies are John Wick, Expendables, The Beekeeper, Rambo. Just those are his types of movies. I would never expect him to watch this and enjoy the whole thing and be awake for the whole thing, but he was. But that's my granddad. That's not me. But me, I really enjoyed this film. I love DiCaprio and De Niro. They're fantastic actors. Lily Gladstone surprised me. She was incredible in this. I'm not saying I didn't like her before. I did, but I mean, like, it was incredible how good she was. Like, she was on their level. Like, she was great. Yeah, just a very well-told story. The Iron Claw. Again, I put Scorsese's movie at number 7. There's just to clarify, this is a mixture of favoritism and best, okay? If I was to rank on best movies of 2023, Killers of the Flower Moon would be at least top 3, I think. So, just so you know. So I'm not saying it's the 7th best movie of 2023. I'm ranking partly in terms of favoritism. So I just need to clarify this because people always get angry about lists here and there. I'm just like, just relax. The Iron Claw. As a wrestling fan, any wrestling fan has to watch this. But even if you don't like wrestling, I think it's an incredible story to learn about, but also a very sad story. Like, if you're watching this, take your tissues because it's not a happy one. This is about the famous Von Erich family in wrestling. 4 brothers and a very motivational father. The casting was perfect. The acting was amazing. They did a great job on this. Zac Efron was incredible. But it's a very sad, emotional movie, and it really tore at my heartstrings. And as a wrestling fan, it hit harder, and also because I knew parts of the story anyway. The real life story is actually worse than the movie, and the movie itself was just very sad, just incredibly sad. And this is fresh because I just watched it today on Valentine's Day. It was something else. This movie, just something else. Yeah, that's why I had to put it in the top 10, and it made number 6. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, you guys know I love Marvel, I love DC. There has not been many great superhero movies since the end of the Infinity Saga, especially on Marvel's side. Obviously, we had the Batman, the Joker. So we've had some incredible movies on the DC side. On Marvel, this is the only great one in my opinion. No Way Home was very good. But that was mainly about fan service, I think. I think plot-wise it was quite weak. But I still enjoyed that. I still loved No Way Home. But Guardians Volume 3, for me, was genuinely a great movie. A great ending to the Guardians. And it's just the storyline of Rocket was just really emotional. And obviously this franchise gets it right with the music. People always talk about Marvel being the same in like every movie. But Guardians is unique. It's always been unique and its own thing. And I think that's why it got so popular. Like, when the first one came out, like this unique, different thing. It was in the same universe, but felt like it was a different franchise. It was just amazing what they did with it. There definitely could have been certain things better, but Rocket's story, I nearly teared up, man. That was very emotional. That's a tearjerker. Like, I'm not surprised if a lot of people cried about it because he had a very pull at the heartstrings sort of storyline. It was very sad, but also a good story and a good ending to the Guardians in the MCU. James Gunn developed something amazing with this franchise, so I'll be thankful for that. Now he's gone to DC. Hopefully he does well over there because I need those movies to be good as well because I like them too. But Guardians 3 for me was just genuinely just a great movie. One of the best in the Marvel universe, in my opinion. Like, it's at least top 5 for me. It's incredible. Every time I watch it, it gets better as well. Plus the music in it, like that Creep song at the start of the film, just sets the tone. The music is just amazing, and yeah, I can't praise it enough. You know, as a Marvel fan as well, especially after Endgame, they started making things that were just not as good, things that were just okay, not great, and things that were just bad. But this stood out. This shone. This was the best Marvel movie since Infinity War, in my opinion. Actually, I think it's better than Endgame. I genuinely do. So yeah, enough of me praising Guardians. On to number 4, Across the Spider-Verse. Again, obviously the Marvel bias, but this is an incredible movie. Only downside is the cliffhanger. It literally is a big cliffhanger. It's not like Infinity War. Infinity War is kind of a cliffhanger, but it does have an ending. The battle in Endgame is a different battle to Infinity War. Infinity War is this big battle. Endgame is time travel to fix what happened in that battle. So even though Endgame is part 2, there's still, like, Infinity War still has an ending. Across the Spider-Verse does not have an ending. They just cut it off mid-scene. So it's like, it's a little bit different. So that's the one downside. Apart from that, they did incredibly. It was worth the wait. It was meant to be released Beyond the Spider-Verse, the last one, I think this month, or like at some point at the start of this year. Obviously it delayed, but hopefully it's worth the wait, because they could really smash it out the park, hit a home run, if they nail the second one. Because this one, and if they nail the third one, because there's a second one, this one was incredible from start to finish. But the only thing was, it wasn't really finished because it ended in a cliffhanger, and it was a really annoying cliffhanger. So yeah, I probably could have put it below Guardians, but I'm gonna keep it here. But if the next one doesn't end it well, then it would go below Guardians. Just so you know, it might even go below Iron Claw and Killers. At number 3, we have Oppenheimer. If I was to rank best movies, it might be number 1. It probably is number 1 for me, actually, but it's number 3. Obviously, it's about the guy who created the atomic bomb, which obviously America used on Japan at the end of World War II. A very incredibly acted movie. Cillian Murphy should get the Oscar, and I think he deserves it if he does get it. I'm sure he will, but he's got good competition. He's got the actors from Killer of the Flower Moon. He's got other, you know, he's got other good competition from other movies as well. So like, but I think he should win it. This is his first time playing the lead in a Nolan movie. He's been in plenty of Nolan movies, but he did a great job playing this character. And yeah, I haven't got much else to say about the actual film. The film was amazing from start to finish. It's just that, you know, because the movie's so deep, it's just hard to like talk about the plot. But it was incredible. I watched it a few times, especially in IMAX. In IMAX, this movie was incredible. I'll tell you that much. But like, it's not just like the effects. Obviously, Nolan, he loves these big spectacular. He makes movies for the big screen, so you want to watch his movies in IMAX. But even beyond that, the story is incredible. Obviously, it's based on a true story, but Nolan's way of making movies, I just love. And he's got a nice bit of range. Inception, Interstellar, the 3 Batman movies he made. He's got an incredible list of movies, and this is why he's my favorite director. Like, whatever he touches, it turns to gold. So he's my favorite director of all time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next. There was talk of him doing a Bond film. That would be amazing if he did. Like, if he wants to do a Bond film, give him the keys. He'll smash it out the park. He'll cast the right person too. But whatever he does next, I'm looking forward to it, because everything Nolan does, I'm just like, wow. Wow. Even Tenet confused me a lot, but I was still like, yeah, wow. Every movie, no matter if you like it or not, he makes you go, wow. Every time you go see a Nolan movie, it's worth the ticket every single time. He has that knack of making cinema. At number 2 is Wonka. This movie surprised me. This is the biggest surprise of the year for me. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. My only impression of this character before this was Johnny Depp in that movie. I didn't watch the classic one. So I didn't know that much about Wonka. I didn't read about Wonka or anything like that. I didn't read any books, watch any movies. I literally watched Johnny Depp's movie. So I watched one movie, and that's it. That's my only impression of this character. So I'm not like as knowledgeable as other fans would be, but this surprised me. It was just an incredible story, incredible acting. There's a couple scenes that involve mothers. So there's what's the girl's name? She was named after like a fruit or something? Was it Honey? No, it wasn't Honey. She was named after some sort of food. It was like a nice sweet name. She meets her mother at the end of the movie, and then a couple scenes after that, Wonka has a vision of his own mother, and she shares the secret of chocolate with him. No, I mean, she shared it before, but like he opened a message from his mother at the end about the secret of chocolate. These two scenes almost made me tear up. They almost made me cry because it was that emotional, just the way those scenes were done. And those are just the two scenes at the end. The movie as a whole, incredible story. Like, everyone did a great job. All the acting was incredible. The villains, the fat police officer, the chocolate. Well, I mean, the chocolate's not a person, but you get the point. The chocolate played its role. Sure, let's just put it that way. This was an incredible movie that put a big smile on my face and put a big smile on the kid in me, because even at the start, they started playing the Imagination song with the logo Warner Brothers. I was just like, yeah, it already got me from the opening credits. It was a magical movie, and it came out at Christmas time. And I think it's not a Christmas movie, but I think it fits really well with Christmas as well, with the vibe of Christmas. So I think that actually elevated it for me even more. I don't know, man, just something about this film just gave me this amazing feeling. So I had to put it high. I had to put it high. Whenever this releases on 4K or whatever, I'm buying it because I want to watch it over and over. I'm pretty sure it's still in cinemas. I want to watch it over and over again because it is one incredible movie, and I'm glad I watched it. So yeah, Wonka, bloody masterpiece, mate. That's all I'm saying. One of the best movies of 2023. And at number 1 is Godzilla. -1. I thought it would be good, but it surprised me by how good it actually was. Just lost my voice talking all this time. It's also 4 a.m, so I should probably be a bit more quiet because I have neighbors down here, up here, and over there. But yeah, Godzilla -1 is my number 1 movie. It surprised me how good it was. I thought it would be good. I'm excited. I love Godzilla. I've seen every Godzilla Japanese movie, every Godzilla American movie, every Godzilla American remake movie. I have seen, like, I don't know, there's like 40 or 50 of them. I have seen all these movies. I did a big marathon on another channel. I love Godzilla. I love all sides of Godzilla. I love the serious Godzilla. I love the fun Godzilla from different eras. There's only a few movies I didn't like, so I liked most of them as well, even like the silly bad ones. So like, I'm a big fan, so I expected to like it anyway. I'm just like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Godzilla, mate, let's go. I go in, and this movie was incredible. It's not just like it was good. This was one of the best Godzilla movies ever. Maybe the best Godzilla movie ever. I said it was like top 5, top 3 or whatever. But there's a lot of people saying it's number 1, and I'm starting to think maybe they're right, because it is really that good. And every time I watch it, it's better. It is amazing. Again, as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm buying it. Hopefully it's on 4K as well. Apparently there's a black and white version. I need to watch that as well. But one of the things that made this movie work is the human characters. Normally when I see a Godzilla movie, I want to see Godzilla. And it's partly like, I want to see Godzilla obviously, but also the human characters are not that great a lot of the time. Especially in American movies, the Monsterverse, I love the Monsterverse, but I love the Monsterverse for the monsters. The humans are always just boring or cringy, and they try to be funny, but they're not. Even with Toho, like, sometimes Toho has great human characters, but sometimes they have silly ones that I don't care about as well. So it's not just like American ones. Also, sometimes with Toho is the same thing. But in this one, there are some amazing human characters in this. Some amazing human characters. And they carry the movie. Like, sometimes you're thinking, we don't need Godzilla right now, because these scenes are incredible. Like, the acting was incredible. And Godzilla just Well, when he did turn up, he was incredible. Like the scene in the ocean when he destroyed that warship, and that scene when he destroyed that city. This was something else. This movie was something else. The plane flying into Godzilla's mouth. Every Godzilla scene was great. But when he wasn't there, the human characters were more than good enough to keep your interest. To not, like, you wouldn't get bored. You would be on the edge of your seat for the humans as well, because you still care about the humans. They wrote the writing and directing for these humans, and the acting as well. It was so good that, you know, they gripped you just as much as Godzilla did, sometimes more than Godzilla did. And when Godzilla did turn up, when he was there, he was incredible, and it goes back to the roots of who Godzilla is supposed to be, like who he is. I still like the fun version. I like the fun version that fights Kong and teams up with Kong to fight a bigger gorilla. I like that as well. But I also like the serious Godzilla, because that's who he's supposed to be anyway. That's the whole point. Like, if you look into where the idea of Godzilla came from, it makes sense. And this movie goes back to the roots, even goes back to the end of World War II. It goes back to the roots of what Godzilla actually is, where he originated from. It goes back to who he's supposed to be. So it's amazing. It's amazing. One of the best movies I've watched in a while as well. So it is my number one. Obviously, I'll have bias because I'm a Godzilla fan, but it genuinely is that good. I think there are people who don't like Godzilla who would watch this and love it. Like, I genuinely think it's written that well. It's just an amazing movie. And, you know, the humans are just as big a part of it as Godzilla. So, yeah. In monster movies, and I guess horror movies as well, you got to write the humans well, because you're not going to have the monster the whole movie. So you're going to have to write the humans well. And that's how you make it work. That's how you make it good. They did that. They did that perfectly. And they did it. And also, Godzilla looks amazing. The effects are crazy, right? There was like a 15 million budget, and that's it. There was a very low budget. You see Hollywood studios spending like hundreds of millions, and it doesn't look as good as that. That looked incredible for such a low budget as well. So there's that. So yeah, this is going to be like a 5-minute video, but it's gone on for a while. But, you know, the amount I had to say, I had to talk that much. But yeah, 2023 was a very strong year for movies. I don't think 2024 will be stronger. I mean, there won't be a Nolan movie. There won't be a Scorsese movie. So there won't be a Godzilla -2. So yeah, I think 2024 might not be as strong. But I hope it is. At the moment, I'm thinking The Beekeeper, probably The Beekeeper, Bob Marley. Yeah, Bob Marley. I think that's it. I got 2 in my top 10. It might change. But we got Dune Part 2 coming soon, so there is that. Deadpool 3 could be something I love. But yeah, it's going to be hard to beat 2023 in my opinion, in terms of movies. But you never know. There's also plenty of movies that come out outside of Hollywood that are great as well, like Past Lives. Past Lives could have been on this list. It just missed out. So yeah, we shall see what comes out this year. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it